everyone, I'm Hayley and this is Kristine and we're from STNA Psychology. Kristine is one of our great psychologists here at the practice and I am our practice manager, and today we are going to be doing a video talking a little bit about sleep. Kristine is going to play the psychologist and I'm going to play her client, and we hope that you find the video and the strategies that we share really helpful. So thank you so much for your time and for taking the time to do the recording, Kristine.
No worries. So Hayley, what brings you in here today?
Kristine, I am here because I am finding that I'm really struggling to get to sleep at the moment. So I am finding that I'm really anxious and I'm really stressed and I'm just tossing and turning a lot at night, and I lie down to go to sleep and I just can't go to sleep.
Right, okay. And so what do you do normally to try to get yourself to sleep when you're tossing and turning?
I haven't particularly tried too much, I suppose. Like maybe sometimes I've tried counting sheep. I don't find that works. I kind of just try and make myself go to sleep.
Okay, alright. Now, can you tell me a bit more about, the hour before you actually go to bed?
Yeah, so just before I go to bed, it's probably different every night, but I would say that most of the time I would finish up with a little bit of work, so I'll just try and finish off some emails or that kind of thing, and then I will get into bed, and usually I'm on my phone for about half an hour before I go to sleep.
Alright, so you're on your phone half an hour before you go to sleep, you're doing a bit of work. How about before that, in the evening? Are you exercising? Do you drink alcohol? What do you do?
Yeah, so after work I will usually go to the gym, so maybe around 6 or 7 o'clock. And then I'll get home and have some dinner and usually have a glass of wine before I go to bed and wind down for the night. Yeah.
Okay. And what time do you normally try to go to bed?
Probably 9:30 or 10 o'clock most nights, and it kind of seems to be stretching out further and further at the moment because I can't sleep.
Just can't sleep. And what time is your last glass of alcohol there, Hayley?
Probably around 8:30.
So 8:30.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm hearing you're doing exercise, which is fantastic for sleep. Exercise is a really good part to maintain good healthy sleep, sleep, and having time to actually wind down is really important. So I'm hearing that the glass of alcohol is sort of your way of winding down.
Yeah.
Do you do anything else to try to wind down, Hayley?
No, not really. No.
Okay, and how about do you drink coffee? Do you drink tea throughout the day?
Yeah, during the day I probably have about 1 or 2 coffees on average. So I'll have a morning coffee, and then usually sometimes in the afternoon I'll have one as well, particularly lately because I'm so tired throughout the day.
Yeah.
And then I have a couple of teas as well, English breakfast tea, maybe 2 or 3 a day.
Okay, so 2 or 3 cups of tea, about 2 cups of coffee on average a day. And when's your last cup of caffeine, tea or coffee for the day?
I'd say probably around 4 o'clock I might make the last cup.
Okay, so that's really good. Normally what we would suggest is that with coffee or tea to actually limit yourself to your last cup around 4 p.m. and reducing the amount of caffeine you're putting into your body, because as we know, caffeine is a stimulant and it actually wakes us up, and that's why like you said, you're feeling the need to have more coffee now that you're not having enough sleep. But also I'm hearing that the anxiety, the stress, all of that is also contributing to your poor sleep. All right. So there are a couple of things that you might want to do. So to start off with, it's really good to just keep a sleep diary. Keeping a sleep diary will give you an indication as to what time are you going to bed, what time are you waking up, how do you feel your sleep was in terms of quality, but also to see, what are some of the strategies that you're going to try out when we from this video. And so, it's really good way to track sleep in general. Okay. It's also good to see whether or not the number of cups of coffee and tea actually impacts on sleep, and if there's a need to reduce the amount of caffeine you put into the body. Okay. So to start off with, alcohol, having a glass of wine an hour before bedtime is not helpful for sleep. While having that glass of wine does feel like, it gives us that sense of calming down. It's a really nice way to wind down, treating ourselves to wine, and it relaxes us. It actually dehydrates us as we go to bed, and so what that might mean for us is that your sleep quality is poorer. Your sleep might even be disrupted, as you might wake up needing to go to the toilet, or feeling really parched in the throat, needing a glass of water, and therefore, being interrupted in your sleep. Okay? So having a think around, maybe for the time being, if work is particularly stressful and you're feeling increasingly anxious, how could we reduce that wine consumption, the alcohol consumption, or maybe replace it with something else, like a hot glass of milk, hot chocolate, or a nice herbal tea. Okay. So if we think about sleep like a friend, alright, that you're trying to invite into your room. Okay. We've got to make the room conducive for sleep to come in. We've got to make room in our mind for sleep to enter. And so being anxious, being worried, with your racing mind, that makes it quite difficult for sleep to enter as well. So there's a couple of things that you might want to do. One is creating a bit of a sleep routine. So an hour before going to bed, thinking about maybe starting to dim the lights, reducing the amount of noise, the amount of work you're doing, but also particularly in this time and day, your screen time. So thinking about reducing your screen time, putting it away, and allowing yourself to start winding down. That might look like brushing your teeth, taking a warm shower, putting on some music. But also, one of the things I remember from a few sessions ago, you mentioned you have lovely oil diffusers at home. That could also help with sleep.
Right. Okay.
So what you might want to do is put that on. And one of the things around the body and the brain with sleep is that if you make a trigger, if you create a trigger such as that oil diffuser, and you turn it on and the body starts registering the smell, that might be a signal for it that it's time to go to sleep.
Okay.
Other things you might want to think about in trying to introduce might be also, dimming the lights, keeping the room nice and dark when you sleep, but also not too hot or not too cold. Because if you're too hot at night, especially in winter or in summer, your body is always just moving and twisting, never finding a comfortable spot, and that disrupts sleep. Okay, so trying to create an environment where sleep feels welcomed in. But you're also thinking about noise. In Sydney, living in Sydney, the noise is everywhere. So thinking about how you can improve the soundproofing on your room. Some people find that having a white noise machine helps, or just listening to very calm, soothing music without lyrics can be helpful. I have had people use earplugs. So all of that helps reduce the amount of noise that's coming into your ears, coming through your ears, and allowing you to wind down. Okay. So a couple of things there. Any other, what are your thoughts around those things?
They sound really good. I think there's a few things that I could definitely try out that might help. So yeah, willing to give them a go.
Alright. So one of the things around sleep is that we try a lot of strategies all at the same time, and what happens is that it gets really cluttered, really confusing for the body to find sleep. So really just kind of sticking to 2 or 3 strategies that you're planning to implement, and then implementing them consistently, regularly over the next 2 to 4 weeks, so that your body has time to adjust to it and to see if it works for you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
What strategies from what I've shared with you do you think you might want to implement in the coming week there, Haley?
I think that maybe reducing my alcohol intake will probably help. So trying to maybe I can have a herbal tea instead of an alcoholic drink at night instead of a wine. I might try using my diffuser in the bedroom, and just helping to signal that it's time to sleep. And I think I'm going to try and reduce my screen time before bed as well.
Okay. All right. So give those 3 strategies a go. And let's come back in 4 to 6 weeks to see what's been happening for you, and see how we can help you further, with refining those strategies, but also maybe looking at other ways to help invite sleep into your room as well.
Okay. Thanks, Kristine.
Thanks, Haley.
All right.